Yves Saint Laurent once said, "I always believed that fashion was not only to make women more beautiful, but to reassure them, give them confidence." So our outfits speak for themselves before we even open our mouths. So what does my clothes say about me? Learning about fashion and how much it controls and affects our daily lives is essential. We're able to learn more about ourselves and the others around us. And learning about fashion ought to contribute to an understanding of ourselves and the way we act. For as long as I can remember, I've loved everything about fashion. From the designers behind all the clothes we wear, to the influence on the new trends, from pop culture, political attitudes, and the style icons of the time. Today, I'm going to explore the ideas that to learn about people is to learn about their fashion, and how fashion is a universal subject, a language spoken and understood by many, and how fashion and media imagery can be very concerning on the body image, and how fashion is intertwined with defining your self-identity. Now let's first move on to how fashion can teach us a lot about a person. So your type of outfits can tell someone about your type of employment, your ambitions, your emotions, even your spending habits. And so what does your clothes say about you? Why did you choose the outfit that you're wearing today? Is it because you wanted to impress someone? Was that the first thing that you can find in your closet? Or does the shirt that you're wearing have symbolic meaning? All these questions arise. What do we do with it? How you dress says nonverbal cues the minute you're around someone. And dress is a systematic means of transmission about the wearer. A person's clothing can influence the impression that they transmit, and therefore is a powerful tool. When it comes to communicating confidence and ability, what you wear plays an important role in first impressions. Clothing has the power to communicate unintentionally or even inappropriately what you didn't intend to say, and you can't control how someone perceives you or interprets your actions. Whether in style, out of style, or creating your own style, you need to choose what type of image you want to portray. It can also be very dangerous to judge someone based on what they wear. Sometimes people want to convey a certain image, but it says no more about them as a person than does their skin color or economic status. Now, what's this talk about fashion being a language? Fashion is a universal subject, a language spoken by young and old, male and female, rich and poor, amateur and experts. It is a variety of dialects, a myriad of accents, and it can also be spoken without uttering a single word. You can speak a different language compared to someone else, but through fashion, you're able to understand each other. We must attempt to fully grasp the language and learn from it as well. For example, take the traditional clothing of the Mayan women. They use this form of clothing as a way to tell a story, it's a symbol of identity, and it's a working form of dialogue. We also remember when you're wearing this traditional clothing, it's important to help preserve what's trying to be said here. Fashion is the attempt to live in conformity with one's own expectations and neglect of one's own virtue. Style, by contrast, is distinctly one's own. And style is discipline overflow based on one's personality. Moving on to how fashion has influence on body image. The role of beauty and physical attractiveness is socially and culturally determined and highly valued in fashion and in society. Fashion enables us to accentuate or conceal certain aspects in our body, and with that freedom, it doesn't give us that power. It's mainly based on our image and our satisfaction on our body and our shape or weight. And the fashion industry can be very toxic, which increases the incidence on body dissatisfaction and eating disorders amongst fashion models and consumers. what has been considered beautiful has constantly changed throughout history and across cultures. If people don't conform to that certain ideal of beauty, they can begin to feel alienated. The misrepresentation that attractive people are favored more perpetuates the idea that what's beautiful is good, because it reinforces the values, the norms, and the ideals of fashion. And that normalized perfect ideal can have individuals seek ways to dramatically change their appearance. Moving on to finding your identity through fashion. The idea of self refers to the process of reflection and reflexivity. Clothing becomes a part of us and our identity, and fashion provides that means for representing the self in the most favorable way. Clothes are the most intimate objects that we own, and they are closely associated with identity, or as much of it that we choose to reveal. And it's futile to deny that. Fashion provides the visual way of representing and negotiating self-identity and self-expression. While to some it might seem superficial, but to others, it has the depth and the echoes of the depth of human self-awareness. And we cannot separate clothing from self and identity, because what we wear is an outward display of ourself and our identity. The relationship between identity and fashion is one in constant motion, a lifelong relationship in where aesthetic expression through what we wear will always say something about us, where we are in life, and who we are as individuals. As you can see, fashion matters way beyond what our clothes say about us. Learning about fashion and how much it affects our daily lives is essential. We can know more about ourselves and the others around us. And we're able to know about the world we live in and how much they both can influence each other. Today, I've gone over 4 main points. How fashion can help us teach us a lot about a person. How fashion is a universal subject, a language spoken by many and understood as well. How fashion and media imagery can be very concerning on the body image. And how fashion can have you help find that self-identity and reveal your self-expression as well. So what does my clothes say about me? Does the fact that I'm wearing this blazer and pants say that I'm trying to portray masculinity? Or is the fact that I'm wearing this say I'm not afraid to wear anything that makes me feel comfortable, and I'm not afraid to break gender norms, and you shouldn't be too. Thank you.